Okay, here we are again. Now, this is card number 3. This is the most difficult card out of all 3 of them, but we're going to make it easy. So this is what the card looks like. That's the front. And then when you open it up, voila! And this one is using reverse stamping, which we will be doing. So you'll see how we're going to do that. And it has this little mechanism on the inside. So let's get started. This is actually part 1 of 2 parts because this card, it does take a while to make. And I have been trying to do this like 3 times already, 4 times. And it is not uploading for me. So I have to make it smaller. So this is what you're actually going to use on the kit. Let's do the blends first. We're going to use the dark and the light pumpkin pie. We are going to use the light smoky slate. We are going to use the dark old olive. We're going to use, there it is, light old olive. We're going to actually use 2 brand new colors, or 1 brand new color, I'm sorry. Light and dark purple posy. This is one of the brand new in colors. Very, very pretty. And then we're also going to use the light and dark crumb cake. Okay, so those are your blends that we'll be using on this video. Here's the contents of your card. You're going to have 4 of these little mats. These mats are 2.5 by 3.5. And you need 4 of those. 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, so that's the mats. You're going to get your little gems. You're going to get your ribbon. You're going to get a piece of black and very vanilla to do your sentiment on the card. So those pieces will be in there. You're going to get the front mat to your card, and then you're going to get another mat. This is the one we're going to stamp the birds on. You're going to get, this is the mechanism for inside the card, and this is where you're going to put your very vanilla mats on for the inside of the card. And then this is your card base. And this is just a scrap piece that we will be doing this, the leaf. Okay, so let's get started because like I said, this one is a very busy card to make. I'm going to go over the measurements of this when I get to that part of it. But let's first, before we do anything else, let's take this piece of ribbon that we have. And I'm going to take my little glass block. And we're going to put this up here. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to use the dark purple posy, and we are going to take the brush end of it. Now when you look at this, you're going to see there is a front and a back. This is the front side, and then this is the back side. So you can kind of tell the difference. You can feel it when you see the front too. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to color that ribbon. Very, very lightly so you don't damage your blend. Because these blends, you want to use them very, very lightly no matter what you're doing. And then, oh, that's such a pretty, pretty color. This is different than the other card because I just got the purple posy and I really wanted to try it. So that is... So it is going to be a little bit different than the other card. But isn't that just so pretty? I think it has like a little pinkish color to it. Okay, so that is the purple posy, and that is how we do the ribbon. And while we're at it, while we have this blend out, let's go ahead and take your gems. And this is only going to work if you have the blends. Now you don't have to use the purple posy if you haven't gotten that color. But you can use the blends, and because they're alcohol markers, you actually can color on these and the color will stay. And this is a very, very light color, so I don't think you're going to really notice it until we get on the card. So we are coloring those. And let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see. They're very light. Oh, there it is. Very light color purple. So let's set those aside also. Now, let's start with this piece. So we're going to bring in this mat. The very first thing you're going to do is stamp on this. So let's get our stamp. Remember, this is from the Free as a Bird. Great, great stamp set. You own it because you got these card kits. So we're going to take this and stamp up your birds, and then decide where you want to put them. And you're going to notice I'm going to stamp off. It's, excuse me. I don't have a piece of paper, but we'll stick this under it. You're going to stamp off a little bit of that stamp. So you're not going to put the whole thing, but you do want to like kind of figure out where you want it on there. Leave room for your sentiment and that on the bottom. So kind of 3/4 of the way up, I'd say. Make sure you get all your birds on it though. I did it once and I didn't get all my birds on it and I wasn't happy about that. Okay, perfect. Love when it comes out right. So now, let's put that away and let's really clean off this stamp because we are going to need this later. And if you don't, oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. So if you don't clean this off good, you're going to have a problem later when we reuse it. And this is the stamp pad cleaner, which is pretty awesome. Now we know that's really clean. So let's just set that aside because we do need that again in a little bit. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is let's do some coloring on here. So I'm taking the light crumb cake and I'm just coloring the branch. So let's color that branch. Very nice. Take the dark crumb cake and we're going to just outline that a little bit. And there's this little nodule right there. Just get that. Okay, and then I can take this off. Now, let's take that purple posy. We're going to take the light. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Let's take the light gray. Let's do the heads. I have learned I like to do the heads a different color. You'll be able to see from my cards that I did those cards before. I decided I like doing the heads a little bit different. So I'm just using this light gray slate just to give the head a little more definition than it had before. And then I'm taking the dark pumpkin pie and I'm just dotting the beak. Okay, see how I dot, dot. 2 dots is all you need. Dot, dot. 1 dot on that guy. Oops, I've got to get it on there though. Okay. So there you go. There's the little heads and the beaks. Now we're going to take the light purple posy and just going to kind of just color the whole bird, I guess. And then, yeah, this definitely has a pinkish color to it. It's very, very pretty. Okay. And I've said it before. These blends are so nice and you can color so quickly with them. I really like that. I like that you have the brush end and then you have the harder tip on the other end. And I like to use that when I'm doing kind of the shading part of this. Let's give a little shading under the arm, a little shading over here. And then some shading. Don't forget his little wing right in here. And I like to do that one with the darker color so you can kind of see it better. And his little tail. I guess that's a tail. I really haven't decided what that is. But A little bit under there. So just however you like to color. And there we go. Very pretty color. Okay, and then on our last bird here, gonna kind of all right, love it, love it, love it, love it. There, let's see, a little closer. Whoops, a little closer. Okay, now let's take the light olive and start doing those leaves. A leaf? Yeah, it's a leaf. And there's a leaf, another leaf. Gonna pick up those leaves all over. Okay, that looks good. Now the dark old olive, and we're gonna put a little bit of definition in those leaves. A little bit out of the line there, but that's okay. All right, looking good. Now we're going to use the light pumpkin pie to do those little flowers. So just go all those little flowers. Okay, and then you can take the dark pumpkin pie that you used on the nose and just give that a little bit of blend. Perfect. Okay, now that is done. So you can kind of put your blends aside. Don't need them again right now, but you will need them again later. So now, look at how pretty that is. Is that not the prettiest color? I just love that purple posy. So much better than what I did before, but I didn't have the purple posy before. So you can see a big difference, huh? Okay, so now what we're going to do, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I got purple posy. Now, I thought I had my new re-inkers, but I don't have them yet. So, we're just going to go ahead and use our Highland Heather. Yeah, we'll use Highland Heather for this part. So this part I want to show you. This is where we are going to do what we did in the last card if you did card 2 before this. Squeeze your ink pad. Get a little bit of that ink onto the lid. Well, I'm not very good at this squeezing the ink pad. I got to give it more pressure, I guess. And let's see if that worked. No. Okay, now I think I did it. I really squeezed. Oh, I really squeezed. Now you can see I did. Don't close it like I try to do. Okay. I'm sure that you've masked. If you were at my recent class, I know you masked because we did it then. But we're going to do a mask today, which I just stamped this on a scrap piece of paper and then just kind of fussy cut around it and in a big area. You don't have to like make that exact. Lay it over your birds. We don't want to get the sparkle dots all over the birds. We just want to get it on the background of the card. So what you're going to do is you're going to take you're going to mask it off. You're going to take one of these blender pens. We used this in the last video. You're going to put a little bit of water into that. I just cleaned these brushes. How did that? All right, well, it's fine. It's not really the color I wanted. But once you do that, then you're going to just take this and kind of just hit it. There we go. See? See that? See how we got all those little spots on there now? And then you're going to leave that one out so you remember to clean that brush. And then you can just take and wipe the inside of your... There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, we can set that aside. So now when you take this off, see how that just gave that a little bit more? Like I really like how that came out. Okay, so now we are going to checking the timer because I got to do this in 2 parts. So, okay, so now we might as well just go ahead and finish the front of this card. So let's take and put this onto our matte piece, which, if you know me, I got to do my little Zorro. So there's my little Z. I like my Z. So we are gonna, actually we'll finish the front of the card, then we'll do the inside. And that, because I say this card is kind of like a double card, because you got to do a whole thing on the inside too. So let's line that up. Okay, so there's your mat. Then if you take the base of your card, and let's put this right onto the base too, because we can do that. It's my backwards Zorro. Okay. And now, can't really reach my trash can there. I keep hitting it the wrong way. Okay, so now we're going to put this on the base and lining it up. So you got your little edge all the way around. Perfect. Now let's take that little black border one that you have, and let me double check. Yeah, we didn't puff that up. We just, you know what we do? Okay, this piece we're going to put a little bit of, we're going to put adhesive on there first, okay? Then you're going to take that adhesive off. And after you take that piece off, you're going to go back and get, excuse me, get that piece of ribbon that's dry. Figure out which side's the front, that's the front, and you're going to take it and just barely put it on the bottom. I pretty much am going to the bottom of this line on the ribbon. So just put that on there. Oops, one side came up. Yeah, okay. Now once you get that on there, flip it over. Trim these edges off so that it's even. Okay. And then, oops, didn't want to lose that piece. Can't lose that piece. Okay, so now if you go ahead and put more sticky on there. And I like to put a piece over where I did the ribbon, just to make sure the ribbon doesn't come loose under there. Take that off. And then, okay. So I don't have any extra pieces sticking out because I like to have extra white liners showing. Okay, and then just take this and you're going to line it up against this edge where you decide that you want to put that. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Okay. Well, we have these because this was right with the ribbon. Let's just go ahead and take these and put them around the card. 1, 2, and one right there. 3. Okay? So it's coming together nicely. Now we're going to take this, we're going to stamp that leaf onto here. And stamp that leaf. Okay. And then we're going to take this little label that goes on top of this one. And we're going to do thank you. And we're going to do the thank you all the way over to one side of it. Could have made that a little higher, but it's good. It's fine. It's fine. And then we're going to take the little rose. Come on. Okay, and now we're going to take the little rose. Rose, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's rose. I don't know. It's a little flower bud. And then we're going to put that over where we put that thank you. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now let's push those out of the way for the time being. And this we need to color. So let's go ahead and color this. This is the light Old Olive. Light. And then I might as well get the little bit of on here too. Those little leaves. Okay. And then we're going to take the dark Old Olive. Put a little bit of blue shading in there. I'm going to make sure I'm on camera here. Okay. And this one don't really have to do much because there isn't much there. Okay, now we're going to take the light and the dark purple posy. And we are going to color this guy in. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Take the dark. Perfect. Okay, on this one, I am going to tell you I did pop that up. So let's go ahead and pop this one up. 1, 2, 3. And let's cut this little guy out because we want to put him on before we put that down. And this you do have to fussy cut, but you know what? It's easy. And like I told you on the other cards, if you watched already, move your paper, not your scissors. Makes fussy cutting a whole lot easier. So remember that little tip. Move your paper, not your scissors. Because then, oh, way out there. Then it makes it easier for you. And I know some people don't like to fussy cut, and then there's people like me that actually do like to fussy cut. I actually like to fussy cut in front of the TV though, so. Okay, so now you're gonna take this little guy, and you can actually even put him, just put him on the back of this where you, oh, and make sure he's not upside down, I guess. So, oh, let's just put him in there. So this one you can take, just take a piece of white liner tape or a glue dot. Actually, let's do a glue dot. Let's do a glue dot. We'll just stick that glue dot down here. Yeah, let's have one coming up that way. Perfect. Now this one, take off your backs. And put him down on there. Yeah. Make sure he's straight. Perfect. Okay, so there you go. There's the front of the card. Think that came out great. I really like it. Let's kind of compare the two. You can see the difference in the birds here, the gray heads compared to this, and the color of the body. I just really, really like that color. So, all right, part 2 will be the inside of the card. So let me set up and get ready for part 2, and I'll be back with you shortly.